The following broadcast is a copyrighted production of 412 Communications. Any non-personal retransmission of this broadcast without the express written consent of 412 Communications is hereby prohibited.
A most pleasant good morning to you wherever you may be, and welcome inside Fred Rust Arena for the 2026 Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League postseason tournament. Quarterfinal action on tap today, with the first of four quarterfinal games coming up in just a few minutes. The Delaware Blue Hens and the North Carolina State Ice Pack squaring off to see who earns the first berth to tomorrow's semifinals. Delaware 18-2-4 in regular season play. NC State in their first year in men's Division I competition in the ACCHL, compiling a 19-11-2 record. NC State landing second in the ACCHL South Division during regular season play, so they earn home ice for this first quarterfinal. Delaware, the host of this ACCHL tournament, will be clad in their away blues in just the second time this season here at Fred Rust Arena, after also hosting the First State Showcase, an ACHA-wide event back in mid-January. Jacob Snellenberg between the pipes for Delaware, 13-8-3 on the year with a .293 goals against average and a .910 save percentage. On the NC State side of the line, it will be Ethan Roberts getting the call, 8-7-1 on the year with a .283 goals against average at a save percentage of .922. We're going to take a timeout here on the Delaware Hockey Network. When we come back, we'll take you inside the glass for opening introductions. Ice Pack, Blue Hens to kick it off here in Newark, as over the next 3 days we will crown the first ever ACCHL Men's Division I Conference Champion. You won't want to miss a single shift of the action. We'll have it all for you right here on the Delaware Hockey Network, and it's brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area, and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Hockey fans, good morning and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Coming up, the first Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League quarterfinal game of the day. Pitting the host team of the weekend tournament, the Delaware Blue Hens, against the designated home team for this game, the North Carolina State Ice Pack. And now let's meet the starting lineups for today's game, beginning with the designated visiting team and the host for the conference tournament, the University of Delaware Blue Hens, coached by Todd Mittelmeyer. Starting in goal, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. On defense, number 26, Luke Panapresso. And number 3, Daniel Bird. Starting at left wing, number 29, Leighton Bisadecki. At right wing, number 28, Tommy Tracy. And starting at center, the captain of the Blue Hens, number 37, Cody Diaz. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the North Carolina State Ice Pack, coached by Tim Healy. Starting in goal, number 42, Ethan Roberts. On defense, number 36, Eric Dahlin. And number 25, Cam Smith. Starting at left wing, number 37, Daniel Prasma. At right wing, number 19, Jack Ammons. And starting at center, number 29, Holden Kaufman. The on-ice officials for today's game as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association are referees Rich Jondo and Ramond Mendez, and linespeople Bob Edwards and Trey Smith. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located directly above center ice as we honor the United States of America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ready for some Friday morning hockey here at the University of Delaware. A look at the sweater colors. Delaware traveling left to right in their away blue kits. To kick things off today, North Carolina State in their home whites moving right to left. Just about set for the opening puck drop. A look at North Carolina State's number 42, Ethan Roberts. 8-7-1 on the year, with a .283 goals against average. Bob Edwards with the opening drop. Here on this Friday morning, there's Trey Smith with the opening puck drop. He and Bob Edwards on the lines. Referees today, Ramond Mendez, native of Seattle, And Richie Jondo, who works as a linesperson in the American Hockey League and the East Coast Hockey League, in addition to his perpetually full slate of collegiate hockey action. Quick shot just seconds in. Covered up and held on to by Roberts, and the faceoff will come to his left just 27 seconds into the proceedings. So the big guns coming on for Delaware. After the second line of Leighton Bajsadecki, Cody Diaz, and Tommy Tracy drove into NC State territory for the initial wave of action. But the Hens push back into their own end. Jack Keller turns the puck to Warner. Warner tries to work this ahead to Moore. Shoveled as far as center. Blocked down by Tate Sodden for NC State. Mahoney tries to drive it back in over the line. Here comes Moore, gaining the zone. But a poke check from Holden Kaufman slows up his advance. This puck was thrown in from the left half wall by Mason Moore. It ends up in the near corner. The puck skied off the glass just 68 seconds in. Remains in Delaware control as Warner sets up Moore. His shot from inside the right dot, turned aside by Roberts. Again, the Hens clear after the advance up the far boards from Reese Johnson for the Ice Pack. Andrew Lowe corrals the puck off that failed clearing attempt. It was steadied by Ice Pack netminder Ethan Roberts and played up the left wing boards. But the pass coming from Thronson was beyond the reach of Gifford. Delayed offside against the Ice Pack. Weeks recovers behind his own goal. We're 2 minutes in here from Fred Rust Arena. Thomas Weeks, first-year Delaware defender, surveying his options, and he floats the puck ahead to Brady Burke up the left wing boards. Touch pass from center by Louis-Mathieu Ruel, directing the puck in behind the net. Cade Coughlin couldn't pick it away. This is recovered by Gifford and worked back up ice ultimately by Nick Labrizzi. Across to Gifford off that defensive give and go. Gifford stepped up to center and he leaves the puck into the near corner of the Delaware zone. Darlene steps up to play the body on DeBolt. Patterson held the point. Across ice feed to Joey Gouveia. Working the puck in close. Trying to steer it away was Chance DeBolt. Recovering Patterson. Keeps it in. Big hit on Gouveia. Laid at the left point, but the Ice Pack maintained possession and control. Gouveia working hard to hold the point for NC State. Plays a carom shot in behind the net. It is tied up by Patterson, and now a pair of Blue Hens. We're just over 3 minutes into the first period of a 0-0 game. Our first of 4 ACCHL Men's Division I quarterfinals. Brought to you today on the Delaware Hockey Network. Walking through traffic, Austin Finch, the former North Carolina Golden Bear in the Eastern Hockey League. Tried to walk in towards Snellenberg, but ran out of real estate. Here comes Tommy Tracy up the middle. He floats the puck in over the NC State line through traffic, plays it onto himself. Backhand shot in close. Was stopped by Ethan Roberts. Finch playing the body behind the cage. Recovering for NC State was Darlene, but he couldn't clear. Smith gives way to Bajsadecki. Bajsadecki cycles to Diaz, now to Tracy. Working the far corner, but under two-ply pressure. Cam Smith couldn't backhand the puck free. It is controlled by Darlene, but he's stripped of it just inside the line. Barely holding was Warner. Said linesperson Bob Edwards. And this comes back deep into NC State territory. Racing down the puck up the middle was Aiden Rady, but he couldn't traverse neutral territory intact. Dump and change for the Blue Hens. They get some fresh legs on. We're scoreless through 4 minutes and 40 seconds here in first period play. And the Ice Pack looking to break free from this stout Delaware forecheck. Have found their breakouts few and far between in the early stages of this contest. Prasma couldn't reel in the puck. Trying to bat it up ice was Jack Ammons from center. But it's volleyed right back toward him by Noah Goose. Advance to Moore. Here's Vecchio with a shot. Turned aside by Ethan Roberts for save number 3. 1-on-1 the other way. That chance from Daniel Prasma, looking for his 21st of the season, was stick checked offline and now into the near corner of the Delaware end. Thronson holds, net front feed, and a cover from Snellenberg. And some extracurriculars after the whistle, 5.5 minutes into the first period. Another look here on the 412 Communications instant replay. Solid shot for the Ice Pack. But Snellenberg dropped to the butterfly, and he was more than up to the task. Faceoff came to Snellenberg's right. And now the Hens were clear from their own end, but the advance of Coughlin to clear his own zone was countered by Gifford. In came Panapresso, trying to find Lowe, but to no avail. Berg held the line. Infanger left this across to Panapresso, who turns the puck deep into the NC State zone, and the Hens will change. Gifford to Gouveia up the left wing boards. He throws a shoulder at Warner as they converge on the path of the puck below the Delaware goal. Hens coming in numbers back the other way, thanks to Jack Keller, leaving this ahead. Up the left wing boards and shooting was Louis Mathieu Ruel, but he's stonewalled by Roberts. And we've got a puck out of play with 13:20 to go in the first period from Fred Rust Arena, and no score. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. And that's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The law office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process, from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. To schedule your free consultation, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. Just over 7 minutes behind us in a scoreless first period. And the Hens strike first. Delaware on the board thanks to Leighton Bajsadecki. As we take another look at this, on the 412 Communications instant replay, and DeBolt got himself a penalty after the goal as well. Waiting for the penalty to go up on the board. As we get you the particulars. On this first goal of the game, going the way of the Blue Hens, and Leighton Bajsadecki for his 19th of the year. Delaware goal, 19th of the season, scored by number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. Assisted by number 2, Ryan Warner, and number 25, Chance DeBolt. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 11 seconds. In the first period, Bajsadecki's 19th from Warner and DeBolt at 7:11. After the goal, Delaware penalty, assessed to number 25, Chance DeBolt. 2 minutes for unsporting conduct. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes, 11 seconds in the first period. DeBolt, 2 for unsporting conduct at 7:11. For 70 seconds of the DeBolt unsporting conduct minor killed off. And here comes Gifford. Off the feed up ice, tied up by Keller in the near corner. Herman around the horn, Dahlin leaves this to Shook. Shook steers the puck in behind the cage. Kaufman couldn't reel it in. Panapresso's got it trapped at the kick plate behind the Delaware goal. This sneaks out to the far side. Shook back to Eric Dahlin, who bobbled at the line. And the Ice Pack are forced back into neutral territory with 11 minutes and change to go here in the first period of this 1-0 game. Fanning on the one-timer was Gifford off that beautiful setup from the corner. Dahlin gets it back from Kaufman. Cycle to Herman. Hens back to full strength. Herman in low. Kaufman couldn't go top corner on Snellenberg. Didn't have the angle he needed. And the Hens, after staving off a few quick shots from the Ice Pack, clear as Vecchio sends the puck up as far as the NC State blue line. Vecchio back in. Tried to negotiate net front traffic, but he's pickpocketed by Mason Payne. Back this came to Berg at center. Dump and chase goes the way of the Blue Hens. Mason Moore bodied into the corner glass. Moore gets the puck back. He tries to feed to Vecchio. Backhand shot, Weeks. Ends up back near side. We are halfway through the first period of a 1-0 game. Delaware with the early advantage here from Fred Rust Arena on this Friday morning. Moore just held the zone. Puck tied up in front of the NC State bench. Trying to walk it forward was Austin Vecchio, but he couldn't connect just inside the line with Weeks. Finch muscles this back the other way. He finds himself into a 1-on-2, and we've got the whistle of Richie Jondo sounding with 9:35 to go. Slashing the call on Thomas Weeks. And we're going to go to immediate timeout here on the Delaware Hockey Network, back in 60.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
So the Hens back on the PK. Now for the second time today is Thomas Weeks. Was ruled off for a slash right before the media timeout. We'll get those brief breaks midway through each period. Here all weekend long to reset and give our sponsors who have supported us all season long some much-deserved airtime as we catch our breaths. Second wave of this power play saw an Ammons shot from the half-wall far side intercepted. Here's Labrizzi taking aim from distance. Prasma fired the puck back to the point. Great crisp puck movement here from the ice pack on the second power play attempt. Cross-slot pass came from Prasma, but it was bobbled by Reese Johnson. Johnson tried to skip this back to Ammons, top of the zone, but the pass didn't connect. And Andrew Lowe turns up the forechecking heat. Deep in the NC State zone now, recovering is Shook. Shook beyond center, carries the puck up the left wing boards. 8 minutes to go in the first period. Hens with a 1-0 advantage over the NC State ice pack. Kaufman to Gifford, working the near half boards. Gifford pulls back to the top of the zone. He leaves this to Eric Dahlin. Shot was bothered from distance. Protecting is the captain, Zach Herman. Dahlin around to Shook. Bobble the puck, and this goes over the glass and out. 7:39 to go. Here in opening period play. Face-off coming to the left of Jacob Snellenberg, who saved all 5 ice pack shots that he's seen to this point in the contest. Long clear, gets Weeks out of the box. Hens are back full strength. Vecchio with the takeaway at center. Rolls the puck in deep. It is steadied behind the cage. And we've got another whistle. What have we got here from Ramon Mendez? We've got our first Delaware Sports Medicine power play of the day for the Blue Hens, as Jake Lapani is ruled off for interference. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities at desportsmed.com. The North Carolina State penalty was assessed to number 24. Jake Lapani, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 12 minutes, 41 seconds in the first period. Lapani, 2 for interference at 12:41. Glove save by Ethan Roberts. Keeps it a 1-0 contest. In the Blue Hens' favor yet with 6:38 to go in the first. Face-off comes out to Roberts' right. Ammons and Vecchio to take the draw. False start. We heard a whistle right before the puck hit. Richie Jondo indicating that a 1-second hold on the clock as a result of that false start, and the second that came off the clock was due to keep everything on the level. Berg and Weeks working the line together. Weeks to Diaz, back it comes. Weeks from distance off the pads of Roberts. And unable to finish was Bajsadecki inside the right dot. Six to go in the first period. And this is going to come back, a high stick on the puck. With 5 minutes and 59 seconds remaining here in opening period action. So the face-off migrates to the neutral zone, and we restart. With inside 6 to play in the first, Delaware still with a man advantage for the next 32. And a 1-0 lead to try to extend. Keller across the line. Warner throws one on net. It comes right back to him off Roberts' pads. Warner hassled high in the zone by Gianconti. Maintains the puck. Walks in, rings it off the post. Keller back across to Warner. Centering pass, Mahoney bothered net front. And this is covered by Ethan Roberts to bring play to a halt with 3 seconds to go on this first Delaware Sports Medicine power play of the day. And the Hens leading 1-0. Here late in the first period. Final seconds of the Lapani penalty tick away. Goose through the puck into net front traffic to no avail. And now Infanger with the steal, foiling Reese Johnson's plans to exit the NC State zone. 5 to go in the first. Hens have to be careful. They nearly gave up a 3-on-1, but Brady Burke showed good hustle. Back into his own end to recover the puck. That said, he couldn't clear. Holding the point was Johnson for the ice pack, and they set up shop offensively. Infanger with the takeaway. This goes up into the Delaware bench and out. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides, sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont, open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch. Or to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. Gifford off the cross-ice pass, rang one off the iron behind Snellenberg. The backhand of Payne holds the zone. Gifford centers. Johnson shoved off the puck. Taking aim from distance was Tate Sodden. Snellenberg got a piece of that puck. And back come the Hens the other way with Brady Burke. Putting on the brakes at center and heading off for a change. Payne the other way. Slowed up at his own blue line. Drives his way in over the Delaware stripe. But good resistance from Cade Coughlin, forced play back into the neutral zone. Back to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Go the Blue Hens. As Kaufman heads off for tripping at 16:09 in the first. North Carolina State penalty is set to number 29, Holden Kaufman. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 16 minutes, 9 seconds in the first period. Kaufman 2 for tripping at 16:09. A look at the penalty particulars there for you in the top left corner of your TV. And play restarts to the left of Ethan Roberts, who's 7 for 8 in the save department, make it 8 for 9 as he holds on here from net front, denying Diaz. Face-off migrates to Roberts' right. with 1:35 to go on this Delaware man advantage. Blue Hens leading 1-0 over NC State. Hens crash the net. And play is whistled dead after it comes dislodged. Inside 200 seconds to go in this first period. Net secured behind Roberts. Vecchio in for the draw to his right. Across from Austin Finch for the Ice Pack. Berg to Bajsadecki. Centering feed from Vecchio. Was blocked away by Dahlin. Weeks took aim right into the pads of Roberts. Puck ends up in the far corner. Minute to go on the power play. Finch with the clear. And the Blue Hens own the lone goal of the game. Moore dropped this off to Mahoney. Walking in, Mason Moore tries to jam the puck past Roberts to no avail. Warner across the line. Keller fanned on the puck. It's taken away by Nick Labrisi. He puts on the brakes just before the center line for the dump in. And the Ice Pack will change up. As Warner comes back across center into NC State territory. Solid 200-foot defender. Good for 12 points on the year in 21 games played for the Blue Hens. Good showing for the first-year defender who spent time in both Greater Philadelphia and Chicagoland. Roberts freezes for the pause with $1.57 remaining in first period play, and the draw comes to his right. Here is the Hens working to the final 6 seconds. Of this first period. Or 6 seconds of this power play, I should say. Final 2 minutes of the first period upon us. Kaufman is on. Ice Pack are full strength. Kaufman throws the body on Panapresso for the takeaway. Hard shot from Ammons. Stonewalled by Snellenberg. Puck bounces through the slot, and this is chipped up ice by Chance DeBolt from his own blue line. And once again, deep into the NC State zone this goes, where recovering is Mason Payne. Puck deflected into the NC State bench area and out with 1:18 remaining. Here in first period action. D-zone draw from the perspective of the Ice Pack. And Kaufman gains control, but he's quickly swarmed to the far corner. And the puck taken away from him. Payne recovers. Coughlin forcing the forechecking heat. Final minute of play in the first period of this 1-0 game. Andrew Lowe steers the puck beyond the reach of Prasma. And the Hens are forced back deep in their own end to recover. Weeks swarmed by Johnson. Weeks tries to drive the puck up the boards. And we've got a call here from Ramon Mendez. Looks like we're going to be 4 aside with 39 seconds to go in the period. Not the case. Weeks the only one to go, and he's off for a rough. So the Hens will end this period on the PK. as we're down to the final 22, and the Hens clear. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 8. Thomas Weeks, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 19:20 in the first period. Weeks 2 for roughing at 19:20. Final 5. Johnson pressured by Goose, and that's going to do it for the first period. The score at the end of 20 minutes, Delaware Blue Hens 1. North Carolina State Ice Pack 0. We'll be back on the Delaware Hockey Network after the first intermission.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. Go time for second period play. Here in this first of four ACCHL quarterfinals. 1-0 in Delaware's favor. Through the first 20 minutes of action. And it was Leighton Bajsadecki with his 19th goal of the season to give the Hens the early advantage. But they'll be down a man for 81 seconds. Here's the second. Gets underway. James Witherite joining you here from the 412 Communications broadcast box for first round ACCHL postseason action. Airborne puck directly behind the cage. Brought down and held in center point by Labrizzi. He and Ammons work just inside the line. This is steered back by Prasma to Labrizzi. Thrown in on Snellenberg, who comes up with the save. And this is cleared over the glass into the NC State bench and out of play. .37 to go on Delaware's third penalty of the day. The Thomas Weeks rough that came with 40 seconds to go in the first period. Snellenberg holding on. Face off again to Snelly's right. And a note from production assistant and statistician Eli Swope about the flow of face-offs in the first period, where Delaware controlled the circle 14-5. They lost the first three, but then went on a 14-2 run over the remaining 16 first period draws to have the upper hand over the dot through the first period. Final 10 on this third NC State power play. Trying to center the puck was Herman after it was fed to him by Gifford. Ends back to full strength. And this puck is pushed clear by Andrew Lowe back to center where Darlene recovers. And the ice pack facilitated dump and change. Low. Coughlin shot. Held on to by Ethan Roberts. And we've got some post-whistle extracurriculars here, 100 seconds into second period play. Face-off coming to the right of Roberts, who was 13 for 14 in the save department of the first 20. To the Ice Pack fans joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, as always, glad to have you with us from wherever you may be. For an always great meeting between these two sides, who battled to a pair of close decisions back in October. Hens traveling right to left here in the second period, trying to set up attacking momentum. Mahoney's tied up at the near corner boards, trying to walk the puck free was Lapani. Here's Mahoney again, steered behind the net by Lapani. Payne throws a check on Mahoney, but Berg holds the point. Shot from Moore, glanced off Roberts' pads. Vecchio controlling for the Hens. Here's Ryan Warner stepping up. Shot directed wide by Lapani. Vecchio couldn't finish on the doorstep. And this was cleared by Prasma. Back to neutral ice. Danny Berg slowed up by the reaching stick of Jake Lapani. Finch failed to clear after recovering. Warner double teamed at the far side. Off the flip back from Berg. Couldn't get a shot away. And Berg pulls back into his own end to set up a more deliberate Delaware attack. In came Tommy Tracy, flipping the puck off the toe of his backhand in toward Roberts. Here a net front feed. Diaz couldn't connect from Bajsadecki. And Rady turns the momentum from left to right in the Ice Pack's favor. This is going to come back an icing. $16:25 to go. Here in second period action. And the Hens get an attacking zone face-off to the left of Ethan Roberts, who's 15 for 16 in the save column here so far today. Finch and Diaz take the draw. Burke unwound from the right point, but his shot was blocked in traffic. Bajsadecki to Tracy. Back to Leighton Bajsadecki it comes. Austin Finch playing the body on him in the near corner. Bajsadecki pulls back high. He plays the carom to Diaz directly behind the cage. Bajsadecki, shot from the half wall, caught Payne in traffic close up. Diaz unable to win that net front battle to gain position for the redirect. Bajsadecki again sees another shot of his blocked. Rather, that was Tommy Tracy working high in the zone. Bajsadecki flips this back off his backhand now to Weeks. Thrown in from distance off the back glass. But caroms to the far half wall, were unable to clear was Rady. Pulling back behind the net, Mason Payne looking for a way out. Rady spins this up the far boards. Holding was Diaz, throwing this off the back glass. And Jake Lapani launches the puck up the near glass. And all the way into the Delaware end. No icing here with 15:10 to go in the second period. Hens with a 1-0 lead over NC State of the first of 4 ACCHL quarterfinal games. Brought to you today in immediate succession here on the Delaware Hockey Network. The shot from Thronson from the left point was turned aside by Snellenberg. No icing against the Blue Hens. Nearly a takeaway from Louis Ruel, but he gave it up to Shook. Ice Pack coming in numbers, but the drop pass to Patterson didn't connect. Cross ice feed, too much for Thronson to handle. Here's Infanger the other way. Slapper from 30, blockered aside by Roberts to the corner, held in by Keller for the Hens. He cycles to Infanger. Panapresso steps up. He tried to weave one through to no avail. In comes Panapresso. He found himself outnumbered in low, taking aim at the opposite side. Holden Kaufman, stonewalled by Snellenberg. Here's Liam Gott, wearing number 23 today for the Hens, taking aim from the near half wall. Hard wrist shot, sails high and wide. Gott and Warner, outnumbered near side, emerging with the puck, was Eric Dahlin for the Ice Pack. We've just passed 7 minutes. Or we've just passed 6:45, I should say. We're nearing 7 minutes in the second period. With Delaware leading 1-0 over NC State. A rocket from Mason Moore off the post. And Ammons with the long clear. Warner recovers at his own line. Taking the puck away and driving in was Daniel Prasma. Give and go net front from Ammons, didn't connect. Great execution, but the pass back just wasn't there. Tate Sawden pressured by Mahoney. Floats this from blue line to blue line and then some. Volleyed back by Berg. Sawden stepped up to center, but he couldn't drive the puck back into the Delaware end. It's picked up by Vecchio, 3-on-3. Vecchio slowed up and taken off his feet by Payne as he tried to crash the net. Ice Pack counterattack, sees Prasma blow a tire, trying to cut through the top of the slot. And the Hens keep play in the neutral zone as we come to the 8-minute mark of the second period. Mahoney dishes this back to Vecchio. Big Guns looking to get the Hens a second goal today after Bajsadecki's 19th of the year. Put Delaware on the board against the Ice Pack. 11:40 to go here in the second period, and we're going to take immediate timeout here on the Delaware Hockey Network. Back with more in a moment.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury.
Back inside Fred Rust Arena. Mid-period media timeout. Here with 11:39 remaining in the second period. And the Ice Pack with an attacking zone draw coming their way as they try to erase a 1-0 Delaware lead. Puck is down, and Zach Herman kept it in Ice Pack control. Throwing the puck in was Labrizzi, but it was taken away. Burke, stretch pass, bobbled by Bajsadecki. Reese Johnson, recovering for the Ice Pack, plays it behind his own net. And this sails out off the stick of Gifford back to center, where Burke volleys it back in. 11:11 to go in the second. The Hens Leighton Bajsadecki with the lone goal of the contest. Trying to put back a rebound with Zach Herman. Stonewalled by Snellenberg again. Jacob Snellenberg, the hero so far for the Hens, with a baker's dozen saves on as many shots faced. And the Hens are headed back to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Richie Jondo not happy. Johnson's off for a trip. Delaware Sports Medicine power play time for the Blue Hens. DESportsmed.com, the place to go to learn more. The North Carolina State penalty was assessed to number 11, Reese Johnson. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 9 minutes, 20 seconds in the second period. Johnson, 2 for tripping at 9:20 in the second period. Ice Pack clear. We're just over halfway through the contest. Delaware with a 1-0 advantage. And the turkey on the table to try to double it up. Austin Vecchio sets up a one-timer from Diaz, which was blocked by Bajsadecki. Lofts this over the glass and out of play with 9:37 to go in the second period of a 1-0 game. Delaware up a man for the next 57 in hopes of extending their advantage further. Just a little more than halfway there as this shot from Danny Berg at the right point is blocked in net front traffic. Weeks tried to gain space from Herman, but couldn't reel in the puck, and the ice pack sent it up ice. Jacob Snellenberg, graduate student netminder for Delaware, backstopping the Hens to 13 wins this year and also adding 3 assists, it's worth noting, here in his final weekend of his ACHA career. Berg by Sadecki, cross-lot pass on the one-timer from Vecchio. He topped the puck from the inside of the circle. And another one's gonna go. Cross-checking the call. From Richie Jondo. On Jake Lapani. And the Hens get a brief 2-player advantage. As they'll be up 5-on-3 for 9 seconds. North Carolina State penalty assessed to number 24, Jake Lapani, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes, 11 seconds in the second period. Lapani, 2 for cross-checking at 11:11. Prolonged Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Here for the Hens, another 90 seconds with a man advantage. Tracy breaks through a check from Labrizzi, but he gave the puck away. Johnson couldn't clear. Keller held the line. Warner let one go from just above the right dot. Puck skipped wide near side. Mahoney to Moore. To Keller. Moore across to Warner. Good puck movement at the top of the umbrella. Tracy, hard wrist shot. Puck is covered by Mahoney. Or rather by Edwards. No, it was by Ethan Roberts. Ethan Roberts covered the puck. Looked like Mahoney was trying to jam in the rebound. And just a whole mess of activity net front afterwards. As the Ice Pack standing up for their goalie. Taking exception to Tanner Mahoney's efforts to track down a loose puck. 7:51 to go in the second period. A minute to go on this Delaware Sports Medicine power play for the Blue Hens. But the score stands 1-0 in Delaware's favor as Ethan Roberts has stood tall for 20 saves on 21 total shots. Delaware resetting on the offensive. Weeks, Berg, Diaz. Up to Bajsadecki this comes. Flipped across far side, back it comes Leighton Bajsadecki off the cross ice feed. Wrister from 35 ricochets off the corner glass, but it's held in by Thomas Weeks. Bajsadecki off his backhand steers this back to Danny Berg. 7 and change to go in the second period of a 1-0 hockey game. Weeks and Berg. Two very offensive-minded defensemen holding the line here on this attack. And a shot over the glass goes up out of play with 6:57 to go in the second period. 8 seconds left on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play for the Blue Hens, who have a 1-0 lead. Puck skitters off a stanchion in over the blue line. Panapresso swats it back into the NC State zone, where Mason Payne turns it back the other direction. The shot from Daniel Prasma sailed wide of the far post behind Snellenberg. Rebound contested in the far corner. Trying to dig the puck free is DeBolt, and he floats this over his own blue line, but he couldn't connect with Louis-Mathieu Ruel. Panapresso leaves it back to Lapani. Thrown up the middle. Kaufman had the red line before tipping the puck into the far corner of the Delaware zone. And the shot again from Daniel Prasma was just off its mark. The follow-up coming back the other way sent Snellenberg into the far post, which he dislodged for a stoppage with 6:13 to go in this second period. Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. So how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has myriad solutions to build bridges between your brand and your clientele, your team and your fans, ranging from broadcast to social, print to digital, and more. For the 411 on the 412, head to 412communications.com. Inside 6 to play in the second. Delaware 1, NC State 0. Johnson floats the puck into the far corner of the Delaware end, where it's picked up by Alex Infanger, but he was unable to work free. Delayed penalty coming up against NC State. Here's Infanger working in close. Warner across to Liam Gott. Shot. Roberts with the initial save. Hens couldn't maintain the rebound. Ice Pack couldn't gain control for the stoppage. Warner's going to try again. Blocked shot by Herman. And here's the pause. So Mahoney's going to go 2, it appears. And we're going to be 4-on-4. With 5:03 to go. Here in the second period. So while Delaware had a Delaware Sports Medicine power play for the taking, Mahoney in the race back to the puck with Herman got a little overzealous and took a trip to the box for roughing. The Delaware penalty, number 36, Tanner Mahoney, 2 minutes for unsporting conduct. North Carolina State penalty, assessed to number 8, Zachary Herman, 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalties, 14 minutes, 57 seconds in the second period. Mahoney, 2 for unsporting conduct. Herman, 2 for high sticking. At 14 minutes, 57 seconds in the second period. So the 4-on-4 leaves plenty of open ice for these Blue Hens to work with. Trying to add to their 1-0 advantage over NC State. 4:12 to go here in the second. Moore, Weeks, Berg, and Vecchio, the quartet on for the Blue Hens. Sawden, Ammons, Payne, and Prasma trying to level the score for the Ice Pack. The Jack Ammons shot from the top of the left circle was stick-checked into the back glass. Here comes Vecchio the other way. Vecchio, who spent most of his Delaware ACCHL career with the men's Division II team, elevated his game to the men's Division I side this year. And he's produced quite well. 13 assists and 16 goals, good for 29 points. Nearly point-a-game territory. for the New Jersey native. Low, Vecchio tried to go top corner on Roberts, but to no avail. 2-on-2. Back for the ice pack. Shook bobbled the puck, and it's swept back to neutral ice. Warner and Vecchio have a 2-on-1. Here they come. Warner shot off the pads of Roberts. Vecchio couldn't reel in the rebound near side. And both sides are back to full strength with 3 to play in the second of a 1-0 hockey game. Delaware the advantage yet over NC State in this first of 4 quarterfinal tilts. On the slate today from Fred Rust Arena. Panapresso keeps play in the neutral zone. Luke Panapresso again. Now works up the middle. He's got a 2-on-2 together with Gott. Shot from the top of the right circle. Right into the glove of Ethan Roberts, who holds for the pause and play with 2:29 to go here in period number 2. Face off to Roberts' left. And Mahoney is overpowered by Austin Finch, the former Golden Bear. Long clear from the Hens will come back and icing. Coming up next, right here from Fred Rust Arena, quarterfinal matchup number 2, pitting the Wildcats of the University of Kentucky against the Syracuse Orange. That game slated for a 2:00 p.m. start here in the Eastern Time Zone. Two to play in the second. Breakout pass from Smith was off its line. Panapresso found Tracy back the other way. Dahlin takes a heavy hit from Bajsadecki into the near glass. Shook recovers for the ice pack, but he can't float the puck ahead to Patterson, who is tied up by Panapresso at the Delaware line. 2-on-1, net front feed from Tracy to Bajsadecki. Goes up over the glass and out with 1.5 minutes remaining here in period 2. Face-off stays to Roberts' left. And the Hens try as they might, unable to muster anything right off the draw. Bajsadecki gave way to Kaufman. Ice pack coming in numbers 3-on-3. Kaufman pinched to the wall by Diaz. Was forced to dump the puck in. Tommy Tracy recovering for the Hens. Sends this up ice, and it will come back and icing. .67 to go in the second. Ice Pack still looking to level the score. But Kaufman couldn't make anything happen on the attacking zone draw. Hens clearing attempt foiled by the glove of Prasma. Berg intercepts the centering pass intended for Kaufman. Bajsadecki floats it back to Berg. In up the left side, Diaz from distance. Off the back glass, puck reeled in by Jack Ammons and sent clear as he absorbs a Tracy check. Prasma to Kaufman. Centering pass high in the zone, and a long shot from Ammons was sticked offline. Puck ends up in the far corner as we come to the final 25 of the second period. Trying to wind up was Labrizzi off the cross ice pass. He's stripped of the vulcanized rubber by Austin Vecchio into a 1-on-2. Vecchio couldn't get past Smith. He tried to dipsy-doodle his way in from 40 feet away. 10 seconds to go in the second. Gifford leaves this to Johnson. Puck tied up in the near corner as Berg plays the body on him, and that's going to do it for the second period. At the end of 40 minutes, the score remains Delaware Blue Hens 1, NC State Ice Pack 0. We'll be back after the second intermission.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena as we get ready for the third period of our first ACCHL quarterfinal. Delaware with a 1-0 lead through 40 minutes, all the way back in the first period. It was Leighton Bajsadecki with the lone goal of the game, his 19th of the year, off the setup from Ryan Warner to give the Hens the lead. That was 7-11 into the contest. And then on the other end of the ice, Jacob Snellenberg. With stop after stop after stop, he's kept a baker's dozen NC State shots out of harm's way for the Blue Hens to keep their lead at 1-0 through 40. Shots are 24-13 in favor of Delaware. As we get dialed back in here for third period play. The net came dislodged behind Ethan Roberts. And play restarts to his left, with Jack Ammons emerging from his own zone, but he's slowed up at center by Vecchio. Moore back in on the attack for the Hens, looking for a second. Mason Moore gives way to Gifford. Cross ice feed found Johnson in the neutral zone, played into Gifford in the near corner. He tried to shoot from an impossible angle, and Vecchio gets the puck back to center, where NC State recovers. D-to-D pass across to Thronson. Advanced up the middle to Gifford, but taken away. And the Hens' Brady Burke pursuing the puck up the near boards, I should say. Couldn't clear the Hens' zone. Gouveia surrounded by blue sweaters in the slot. Couldn't take a chance at the equalizer. And here comes Johnson back in for NC State. Unable to feed to Patterson as the slot was controlled by Hens from all angles. .2:13 behind us here in the third period of this 1-0 contest. Winner advances to the semifinal round tomorrow, and we'll crown our first ACCHL champion on Sunday afternoon right here at Fred Rust Arena, and we'll have all the action for you on the Delaware Hockey Network all weekend long as we bring in the whole crew for this run of 7 games in 3 days. Sawdon found Gouveia, who had the good side of center for the dump and change, and enough to avoid the icing. Keller, absorbing a check from Shook, sent the puck back into NC State territory, where Cam Smith works it ahead to Prasma. Prasma steps over the line. He's pinched just to the point by Bajsadecki and forced to get rid of the puck. Kaufman swarmed by Infanger. They get tied up in the near corner as play migrates away from them. And recovering at the ice pack blue line was Darlene. This goes out. 16:31 to play here in regulation. Face-off spotted just above the NC State blue line, where the Diaz line comes in for Delaware. Diaz, Bajsadecki, and Tracy. Second forward combination. Bajsadecki with the lone goal of the game, his 19th of the season. Coming 7-11 into the first period. And it's been pretty still since. Diaz with a nice takeaway, feeding to Tracy. 2-on-2 for Delaware. Tracy throws this in from the left half wall. Lob shot, paddled away easily by Ethan Roberts. That chance from Weeks rebounded into the low slot, but it took Bajsadecki a couple seconds to gain the puck, and he ran out of space for a second chance opportunity. Bajsadecki digging that front backhand was wide. He got the puck back, tried to wrist it on from distance, but it's taken away, and here's a 3-on-2 for the Ice Pack. Prasma to Ammons. Holding is Snellenberg. Solid chance for the equalizer there with the odd man rush for NC State. Another look at it right now. Prasma set up Jack Ammons, who had a clear look from the top of the left circle. But Jacob Snellenberg with the glove save. And the pause, keeping this a 1-0 game in Delaware's favor. The Jack Keller shot turned aside by Roberts. Finch, angled by Berg to the near corner. Had some help ahead. Rady couldn't find the angle. Just over 5 minutes elapsed in the third period rather. As Tanner Mahoney carries the puck from deep in his own zone all the way over the NC State blue line. And that kills enough time for the Hens to get some fresh legs on all around. Keller through traffic from the right point. Shot turned aside by Roberts. In comes Warner from the opposite angle. Played back to the top of the zone, and Cade Coughlin, the Albertan, throws one from distance off the back glass behind Ethan Roberts. Still 1-0. Puck tied up in the far corner of the NC State zone. Now it's knocked loose. And NC State's going to go down a man. Let's see what we've got. As Jake Lapani is ruled off by Ramon Mendez for tripping. Delaware Sports Medicine power play time for the Blue Hens. 0 for 5 so far today. If they strike here, it'll be some much needed breathing room to make this a 2-0 game, and it's a prime opportunity with the big guns on. The North Carolina State penalty was assessed to number 24, Jake Lapani. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 5 minutes, 57 seconds in the third period. Lapani 2 for tripping at 5:57. Ice pack clear. Snellenberg steadies. Keller leaves the puck to Ryan Warner. And Bajsadecki will float it in off his backhand just over the NC State line. He chases the puck down, but he's met in the corner by Labrizzi. Tied up again directly behind the net. This was caromed out from behind the cage. Looked like by Andrew Thronson, but holding the point was Berg for Delaware. Just over 7 minutes elapsed here in third period play. Berg took aim from just inside the line to no avail. Here's Berg again to Weeks. Shot from the dot. Intercepted in traffic. Puck is loose. Trying to clear it was Labrizzi, but it was held in. And Roberts holds on for the pause with 12:30 to go as a mess of bodies converge on a loose puck at the top of the blue paint. Ethan Roberts, 32 saves here so far this morning turned afternoon. Berg, back to Weeks it comes. Across to Berg. Bajsadecki throws this through traffic, and he scores! And it looked like it was Cody Diaz with the net front tip, as the Blue Hens go up 2-0. Here it comes again. On the 412 Communications instant replay. And a power play goal for the Hens. Makes this a 2-1 hockey game. Delaware goal, 10th of the season. Scored by number 37, Cody Diaz. Assisted by number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. And number 3, Daniel Berg. Time of the power play goal, 7 minutes, 49 seconds in the third period. Diaz's 10th from Bajsadecki, and Berg at 7:49, a power play goal. Coming to halfway in the third period. Hens turning on the Jets. Keller to DeBolt to Infanger. Recovering for the ice pack was Labrizzi. Flip back to Ammons after gaining the zone centering pass about belt high. Sails past Daniel Prasma. Here's Vecchio leading the counterattack for the Blue Hens, and the shot from Mahoney was in to Roberts' pads. He lunges to swat the puck out of harm's way. As we come to the final 9:57 of the third period. Warner gains center before flipping the puck into the far corner. Fresh defenders on for Delaware as they brace for an NC State counterattack. Shook off a cross-slot feed, took aim from distance. Snellenberg had him. Penalty with 9:21 to go in the third period, and there's going to be more. We're going to head to immediate timeout, and we'll get all this sorted out in the next 45 seconds.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
So the previous play is under review. And we'll take you back to about here. All right, hang on a sec, guys.
So I want to look originally at the hit, knee on 37 weight.
And what you see here we need to roll that back. All right. So what you're seeing here it's coming up, guys. It's coming up right now. About 10 seconds, we'll be right at that stoppage. Guys, want to see it again?
Slow motion, please.
Slow motion, here we come. All right, let me know what you got.
Just going to stay minor penalty for, I'd say, the knee that I'm calling.
Okay, so minors all around. Thanks, Vermont. So our first replay review here today, and the ruling on the initial penalty to Daniel Prasma. As you got to hear a little bit behind the scenes, was a kneeing penalty to Daniel Prasma, and then coincidental cross checks assessed to Vecchio and Payne, which cancel out. So we're going to be 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes as the Blue Hens head to a Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Learn more at desportsmed.com. And we've got the whole story for you now on the penalties at 10:39. The initial penalty was assessed to North Carolina State number 37, Daniel Prasma, 2 minutes for kneeing. After the stoppage, Delaware penalty number 22, Austin Vecchio, North Carolina State number 12, Mason Payne, 2 minutes each for cross-checking. Time of the penalties, 10 minutes, 39 seconds in the third period. So the summary at 10:39, Vecchio, 2 for cross-checking on the Delaware side. On the North Carolina State side, Payne, 2 for cross-checking, Prasma, 2 for kneeing, all at 10:39 of the third period. One minute, 40 seconds remaining on the penalty. Thank you. Berg worked the puck in low to Bajsadecki after the Hens won the draw. Diaz looking to give Delaware some breathing room. Diaz left this again to Berg. Here comes Weeks, shot, score! And the Hens strike on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play again. Delaware's Thomas Weeks finds his 8th of the season. And it's now a 3-0 hockey game. Berg and Diaz get the helpers. As the Hens get a little bit more separation yet. Over the ice pack in their pursuit of a semifinal berth tomorrow. Delaware power play goal, 8th of the season, scored by number 8, Thomas Weeks. Assisted by number 3, Daniel Berg, and number 37, Cody Diaz. Time of the goal, 11 minutes, 28 seconds in the third period. Weeks is 8th from Berg and Diaz at 11:28, a power play goal. Puck directed by Cody Diaz up into the NC State bench with 7:32 to go. And Coach Todd Mittelmeyer for the Delaware Blue Hens has got to be happy about his prospects of completing this 3-2 upset. In opening round play. Backhanding the puck was Bajsadecki to keep it out of the Delaware zone. Diaz clears, Johnson bodies it down at the point. He shoots, Snellenberg got a piece of it. But it still was not ruled on goal by the off-ice officials, so Snellenberg's only seen 14 shots here in the first 53 minutes of play. The Bajsadecki shot from the bottom of the right circle wobbled wide. Back this comes to Berg, 6.5 to play. And Roberts flashes the leather for the pause with 6:32 officially remaining here in this first quarterfinal matchup of the day. Whether you're a competitive athlete like these guys or a weekend warrior like me, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Learn more at desportsmed.com. 6:08 to go. As Delaware managed some breathing room to extend their lead to 3-0 over the Ice Pack thanks to a pair of power play goals. Gouveia and DeBolt. Contest the near circle draw in the Ice Pack zone. And NC State's Eric Dahlin faces a heavy Delaware forecheck from the Québécois Louis-Mathieu Ruel. Another frozen puck under the Roberts glove with 5:42 to go. Draw coming at the opposite side now. A quick shot, a quick save. So we'll do it again. 5:39 to play. The Ice Pack win this draw, and a bird just flew through the rafters. Usually the exclamation is squirrel, but in this case it's bird. If you know, you know. Here's Jack Ammons. High, heavy hit from Warner separates him from the puck at the near half wall. Ammons slow back to his feet. Here's Infanger leading a 2-on-2 for Delaware. Drop pass to Vecchio. Vecchio bulldozes in, stonewalled by Roberts. And we've got some post-whistle extracurriculars between Labrizzi and Moore as we prepare for a face-off to the left of Ethan Roberts, who's done some extremely heavy lifting here today, facing 39 Delaware shots on goal. But Bajsadecki, Diaz, and Weeks all managed to get the better of him. Inside 5 to play. Herman found Johnson across ice. Johnson crossing back to the far side. Under pressure from Panapresso, saw his wrist shot go well off its intended line. Brady Burke peeling back just inside the NC State blue line, chipped the puck in deep behind the Ice Pack goal. Vecchio and Gifford got tangled up. Puck ends up again on the stick of Reese Johnson. Played across to Gifford, 2-on-2 for the Ice Pack. Gifford steered by Burke to the corner. Lost his angle. Shook couldn't play on amid a delayed offside. Moore took the puck away for Delaware. Panapresso stood up at the blue line. Recovering for the Ice Pack was Gouveia. Patterson tried to drop it off to Smith. Bajsadecki with the steal. He's looking for his second. Leighton Bajsadecki tried to cross post to post, but Roberts stayed with him for the save. And here we go again. Ethan Roberts certainly holding up his end of the bargain with 37 saves on 40, but is it too little too late? A look again as Roberts denies Bajsadecki not once but twice in that most recent exchange, and we're down to the final 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Here from Fred Rust Arena as Tracy gives way to the Ice Pack's Nick Shook. Patterson outnumbered at the top of the slot. Sees Goose backhand the puck out of his reach, back into neutral ice. Delayed penalty coming up against the Ice Pack. What have we got from Ramond? Patterson heading off for a hold. With 2:52 to go. And it's off to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play again. For these Blue Hens, desportsmed.com. The place to go to learn more. North Carolina State penalty assessed to number 7, Ben Patterson. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 17 minutes, 8 seconds in the third period. Patterson, 2 for holding at 17:08. Final 2:16 as Elvis has long since left the building, as Mike Lang would say. Berg stutter step. Couldn't get the shot away. Final minute and 50 seconds. Snellenberg nearly saw one get past him, but he had good defensive support. The Ammons' net front chance was just wide. Now to the final 75 seconds. As the Hens will coast home from here into the second round. Putting up 3 on NC State. To punch their ticket to Saturday. Snellenberg holding with 40 to go. And we thank the crew who made this broadcast possible. Our assistant producers and videographers today, Broadway Joe Sindoni and Trey Wright. Trey will be on the call for Kentucky and Syracuse coming up next. And North Carolina State's going to take their time out. We will too. We'll be right back.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an
Back inside Fred Rust Arena. 40 seconds to go. And the ice pack net is empty. Puck over the glass and out right off the draw. We'll try again. Diaz steers the puck to the near boards. Lowe tries to chip it out, and he gets past Thronson. Recovering at center for the ice pack was Kaufman. Johnson into a 1-on-4, supported by Prasma. Walking in and shooting was Herman. And plays halted by Richie Jondo. Diaz is going to take a walk to the box. For high sticking. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 37, Cody Diaz, 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalty, 19 minutes, 40 seconds. In the third period, Diaz 2 for high sticking at 19:40. The final seconds tick away. And that, friends, will do it. As the Delaware Blue Hens seal a 3-0 shutout over NC State, thanks to 16 Jacob Snellenberg saves. The final score, Delaware Blue Hens 3, North Carolina State Ice Pack 0. Final shots on goal, Delaware 43, North Carolina State 16. Fans, it's time for the Sid's Barbecue and Jerky 3 Stars of the Game. Brought to you by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware. Today's number 3 star with a 16-save shutout for Delaware, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. The number 2 star with 2 assists for Delaware, number 3, Daniel Berg. And the number 1 star of the game with a goal and an assist for the Delaware Blue Hens, number 37, Cody Diaz. One down, 3 to go on quarterfinal Friday. We'll be back round about 2:10 p.m. as the Wildcats of the University of Kentucky take on the Syracuse Orange in our second quarterfinal matchup today. For Molly Jo Rosen, executive producer, for assistant producers and videographers, Broadway Joe Sidoni and Trey Wright, for the stat man Eli Swope, for everybody else behind the scenes, James Witherite saying thank you for joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network. We'll be right back at the top of the 2 o'clock hour, Wildcats and Orange. Coming up next to see who will join Delaware and 2 others in tomorrow's ACCHL semifinal round. Back in a bit here on the DHN.